Welcome to another edition of Candlepins for Cancer, Candlepin Bowling. Presented to you by Al Johnson's Candlepins for Cancer. We are here at Leda Lanes in Nashua, New Hampshire for our second stepladder match in this fourth ladder series. And Richie, last week we had a great match between Chris Merrill and Evan Riva, and it was tough to get some good mixes on the headpin, but eventually Chris Merrill exploded late for the win.
That last couple of strikes from Chris Merrill turned a 2-pin match into a 20-pin match in no time. And let's bring up our two bowlers, including Chris Merrill from last week. Let's give a hand to our bowlers here. We're bringing up Chris Merrill, and we're bringing up Dom Drake. And we'll get to Chris's last week's match in a second, and we've got Dom Drake. Dom, thank you so much for joining our show with Candlepins for Cancer. Looking forward to having you under the lights. You looking forward to it?
Absolutely, I'm excited. First time bowling under the lights, first time bowling on TV, so excited. A little nervous, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, we hope those nerves go away within the first couple of boxes. We're really glad to have you here, Dom. Take it away, Greg.
Thank you very much, and I'm here with last week's champion, Chris Merrill. Chris, it was a good finish at the very end. What are your thoughts as we go against the number 3 seed, Dom Drake?
I was just going to come out and, kind of try and continue what we did last week, and we'll see what happens.
That consistency has gotten Chris Merrill far on many an occasion, but does his run end here? We'll soon find out. The first string will get underway in just a moment. We'll be right back. And here we are, string 1, match number 2, and our number 4 seed, Chris Merrill, will get us underway. Starting on lane 33, and he's got the 4 horsemen to begin.
Now that's my favorite shot. And that's why. Beautiful when it goes. Not as crazy as that Dave Chestercove, but hey, when you leave it as much as I do, when you're off to the headpin, And he's off to the headpin. It's a 7 drop anyway. The 1, 2, and 10.
For all the banter, make sure to check out last week's match. And Merrill gets a 9 in the second box for a 26.
That's a good trip. Take 26. 5 of those is 130.
Dom Drake on lane 33. He qualified with a 654 in his 5-string qualifier.
Fantastic scores up at Big 20. Appreciate them up at Scarborough to host us, and Mike Walker to take care of the lanes for us and put on a great tournament. And this is Dom's first appearance on TV, so little jitters. Starts with an 8 box.
Under the bright lights, but 30 boxes total to get through, so the day is young. And his second and third strings in that qualifier were 158 and 169.
Fantastic bowling. Well, let's see what the wood does. Wow, that was very strange. Wood came in between the 7 and the 8. Rides up until the 5. Let's see if he plays the 5. I think that's what he wanted to do. Tough shot either way.
Hard to imagine how to get that carom towards the 7. A pair of 8s to begin. Chris Merrill from Lewiston, Maine. High single 195, high triple of 492, and a high 5 of 725. Got that sidewall bounce and a lot of the middle 2 rows out. We saw a shot similar to this go last week, as I recall.
Yes, we did, Greg. It was a mirror image shot, and really tough to make. Usually you see it on the outside. Chris waits no time on the headpin again. The 4-6, very difficult here. Kind of like the 6 with the piece of backwood here. Let's see what he chooses.
Oh, he went to the other side. The left side. But a good third ball and a 9 box, and that's 45.
So that will be 2 open boxes for Chris Merrill, and that leaves the door open here for Dom Drake.
Drake starts with a 3 and 2 split on the third box. League average of 116, high single 182, high triple of 438, and high 5 of 654. Oh, that's 654. How about that?
Well, what a way to make the show, I suppose. So it'll be 8 for Dom. You know, it's tough these days, Greg. There aren't so many 5-string tournaments here and there. So, you know, some of those scores, especially with 10-stringers. I mean, who has a high 10-stringer anymore? There's only 3 or 4 of them that you can find each season.
Hard to find time in this busy world as well as Drake picks up his first spare in the fourth box.
And he's on the board. Nicely done. A beautiful first ball, right on it.
And you can see on replay how it goes.
It was difficult wood as well, Greg. That was no gimme whatsoever.
Anything frozen against the plate. Merrill's crushed the head pin.
Nice ball.
You were saying about wood against the plate?
Ooh, that was dangerous. Clips the right side of the red line, if I'm not mistaken. And whoa, dangerous to carry the 7-pin.
5 fill on the spare and a 55 half for Chris Merrill. Bowling out of Stars and Strikes in South Paris, Maine.
That'll put him at 69 through 6.
I fell for the common trap with our lovely CompuScore system. That was a 60 half for Merrill. Spare fill.
Huge fill ball. Well, he blows the guts out, if you will, but he's got a piece of wood on the right-hand side. Get the broom out and see if he can sweep it all the way over. Throw the ball where the 6-pin used to be. See if he can't take all 4 pins out. That's what he's going to try to do.
Got the motion from right to left. Now this wood rolling on the edge. That's not going to take anything, I don't think.
Well, I was asking that question, Greg. Had it hit that lip, it could have potentially taken the 4 and the 7. And going back to the high 5 and the high 10, I feel like a lot of bowlers, their stats are kind of skewed because so many used to bowl in nothing but 10-stringers, you know, whereas so few these days bowl in 10-stringers and 5-stringers and so forth. And so it's really sweet that we have the Pro Series and we have these types of other, you know, 5 and 10-string events to keep that part of the game alive. Because, for instance, Alfie, 1525.
Wow.
You have to be kidding me. And I'm not talking about the 1525. I'm talking about the 710 that Dom Drake just left right now. With an absolutely terrible piece of wood. What is he going to choose to do here?
Spin it on the left side, he says.
Whoa, he almost clipped the other piece. What a great offer.
It does add to the prestige of those 10 and 20 string tournaments. Well, I say 20 string, I guess Easter Classic would certainly be one.
Right.
When they do come around. But my favorite part about those longer forms, excuse me, we are going to a break right now. After 6 boxes, Chris Merrill has 69, Dom Drake has 58. We will be right back in just a moment to conclude the first string. Box 7 of the first string. Chris Merrill on an 11-pin lead. Spread eagle plus the 8. Again, my name is Greg Guyar, and I'm alongside Richie Myrick, and it is a big pleasure to be presenting this presentation from Al Johnson's Candlepins for Cancer, a great charity that does a lot in financial support for bowlers and their families. Certainly the disease, health-wise, is afflicting enough, and then the financial cost of the treatment is a lot to bear, and this goes a long way towards helping with that.
Well said, Greg. Can't thank Alfie enough for having us and putting together this program. What a great bid from Chris Merrill there on the 3-in-1. Trying to put together a great program filled with fantastic Candlepin bowling. And we want to keep it within the Candlepin community. So we really, really appreciate you tuning in and subscribing to Alley Chat and supporting Candlepins for Cancer any way you can.
Dom Drake's got the head pin on his 7th box in a 3-in-1 split. For more information about Candlepins for Cancer, you can go online to candlepins4cancer.com. That's the number 4. Candlepins4cancer.com. And there you can see there will soon be a link to donate electronically, but in the meantime, you can also donate to an address I'll read in just a moment. Good second ball from Dom.
Hello. Oh, wow. A whirling dervish around the 6-pin.
Third ball, I beg your pardon. 9 box brings him up to 67. An address to donate 467 High Street, number 8, Hampton, New Hampshire, 03842. Look at that shot, Richie.
Beautiful ball. Could be troublemaker Wood here. Second piece behind. He's going to have to blow it through. You make sure of it.
Bullseye. Spare in the 8th. Trails by 10, but a spare fill coming for him.
Timely spare.
Both bowlers with 2 apiece.
Merrill on 33. On the 1-3. Looked like it could have been the 4 and 5. Turns out to be the 4.
That 4-pin got hit twice. It was wobbling.
Sure did, Greg.
Then the pin tapped it again. Merrill takes care of it, and he's got his 3rd spare.
Easy peasy.
Remember, we have bonus money as well. If any bowler can put together 3 marks, it's $25 in bonus money.
That
3
is
strikes.
correct.
3 strikes in a row, 500.
Oh, he's going to have to work for this one. He's got the triangle on the right plus the 7-pin.
Good fill, unlucky leave. 103 for 9. A good second ball to take out that tricky triangle. And Merrill's 9 box concludes his first string with 112.
112, solid score. Especially on these new pins here at Leda Lanes. Leda Lane's so generous to us, to host us, to everything that we've asked for, they've taken care of. It's really a pleasure to be here.
And now even I know firsthand the generosity they show toward the entire bowling community. Remember, 340 Amherst Street in Nashua, New Hampshire, a great place to bowl.
And a 20 box for Dom Drake.
Strike on spare. So that did tie the match through 8 boxes, but now he's got a strike opposite spare 6. This ball's on the head pin.
Could it be a double?
He nearly did.
Well, for $25 more.
Got it.
Utilizes the wood. That'll give him 117 plus a ball. That'll give him a 5-pin lead.
And
$25. And a fill. And a
how
fill
about
of 8.
some more?
Beautiful finish.
A great finish. 125 for Dom Drake to 112 for Chris Merrill. 13-pin lead, but 2 strings still to come. Total pinfall determining the winner. We'll be back with string 2 in just a moment. We'll be right back. String number 2, the higher seed rolls off in this one. It's Dom Drake.
Dom Drake coming off a really nice finish. See if he can stay hot here to start game 2.
The man from Brewer, Maine is finding the head pin. First time under the TV lights, he says, but doesn't seem to phase him one bit.
He's settled in very nicely, and he has the 5-7 piece of wood that's on the 5. I honestly think if he can get just to the north of the red line on the 5 pin, he might be able to get there. Right there! Nice shot.
Placed exactly there for the first spare in the first box.
Beautiful shot.
And the spare fill is 5. He enjoys spending time with his family, girlfriend Marissa and daughter Delilah, and also enjoys basketball and golf in addition to bowling. 2-4-7 falls away, and the 1-9 is left. 25 to begin.
It's a good 10. 25 doesn't hurt. 5 of those is a 125.
Chris Merrill out of Lewiston, Maine. Decisive first ball, and he begins
That's 10 anywhere.
perfectly, dare I say. He also enjoys family and sports as well. He coaches high school golf and softball. That's the first ball. It's 2 on the strike, and has 3 daughters aged 11, 6, and 5. All the way to Worcester, Richie.
He's all the way to Worcester. Gonna have to pay the tolls. Let's see what he gets for an out. It's actually a really good out. Sometimes you can find a 5 very quickly. You can find a hole for 4. Saves himself for the 7. So after all, it's only a 13-pin match. 17 with the included boxes.
Drake
wow,
on
Dom Drake,
33.
what a ball. Dom said 17. I'm going to drop 17.
Lane 33. Lots of strikes.
Wait, you can't drop 17, can you?
I certainly can't.
Dom's going to try for 17.
Seven down. That's on
Well,
his
he does
first
have
ball.
a second ball. I hope he doesn't have 17 after all. Oh dear.
$42 for 3. And a good out on the third ball
Nice
to bring him
out.
up to
Excellent
51.
9. 51 for Dom Drake.
Chris
And
Merrill,
putting the mark up against Chris Merrill.
the back-to-back Eastern Classic champions, knows these Leda lanes inside and out.
Sure does.
And against the 4-pin just to the right. Starting this summer, the Amateur Candlepin Tour is a new 90% handicapped tournament series for bowlers of all skill levels. There will be 4 monthly events with unique formats starting in May and ending in August. Email amateurcandlepintour@gmail.com or visit the page on Facebook for more details.
Chris working really hard here. And he does work for a 10. Huge pins. Still early on here in the match.
That piece of wood in the back, excuse me, creating the extra action.
So it's 23 pins here.
Drake washes out 6.
Yeah, good mixing ball for Dom off the left. 1, 3, 7, and 10. See what that back piece does. It's going to find the back. Just a 2-pinner now.
7's the hard part. Got on the outside of the head pin.
Yeah, it takes just the 2-pinner. Huge pins. He's going to take his time as that piece of wood was rolling just a little bit. Does a nice job to take that 9. Could remember that pin later on in the match.
Dom lists his favorite bowling memory is bowling in Halifax, Worlds in 2011. Got the head pin this time. The 2 dropped.
Well, I don't know that he wanted the 2 to drop there, Greg. Now he's got the 7 and 8, and the 2 was turned into a cap. I wonder what he's going to choose to do here. Second piece behind on the 8. Let's see what he does.
Played it in the intersection of the 2, although he just got the horizontal piece of wood.
Yeah, very difficult shot. So he'll settle for 9, and that's 69 through 6.
Chris Merrill on 33. Piece of wood came back and has nestled itself into the left side. We've seen this situation.
A tough situation as well. Chooses to take the head pin, and that's all he takes. Sometimes you want to take the 2 pins on the left or the right and take your 7 because you risk that. But when you're chasing 10, when you're chasing in a match, you really need those pins as well. So can't fault him for that. He's gonna have to work hard here for a 9 box. And halfway through the match, or thereabouts,
13 pins in hand for Dom Drake in this string, 26 in total. We'll be right back for the rest of string number 2 in just a moment. Box 7 in the second string, Dom Drake ahead by 26. 13 on the first string and $25 in bonus money with a 13-pin margin, and is already ahead by 13 here. His first ball after the break gets a good mix.
off to the left, not the worst situation here with the 1, 2, and 6. 1, 3, and 6. The 1, 2, 6 would be the mini set, you know. And he makes it nicely.
Placed perfectly in the pocket at his third mark.
Timely mark. Never enough against a bowler like Chris Merrill.
It's really a combination of that extra mark and good pinning. He's got himself a bit of an advantage. Spare fill is
Beautiful
monstrous. 9. 88 for 7.
And the wood's going to cooperate on the left-hand side. Nothing but something to look at here.
Got it between. Got the wood carom off the wall.
Could be a big pin.
Chris Merrill working on a 56.
Wait a second. The head pin does fall. Will the 2 fall? It will not fall. 2, 4, 7, 8.
Chris Merrill is a fast bowler. I timed him at one point. It took him 10 seconds.
Waste no time.
Between balls, and that was even when he was waiting for the ball to turn.
And that's a shout out to the old school. A lot of guys that used to just get up and go, and boy, and get up and go to this. He's got the 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, and 10.
Got some dominoes tumbling late.
Plays it about as well as he can, right?
I prefer to do a tribute to Nomar Garcia Parra and just adjust my batting gloves in between balls. 9 it is, and he's got 75.
I'll tell you this, Greg, for a moment in time, Nomar truly was better. I'll die on that hill.
Certainly in the hall of very good. Here's Dom Drake. Now, still a chance if he can place this ball in the pocket. And he gives it a ride on the 5-pin.
Oh, the 5-pin danced just in front of the 8 there, Greg. I thought it was going to carry the both.
He's got 9. And Richie, 107 for Dom Drake. He's
wow, tough pill to
mounting a
swallow
run.
there. He really did throw a sweet second ball there. See how he responds here.
With a head pin hit. The pins don't respond the nicest. 3-1 split.
Well, they are new pins. So there's something to be said for that. And sometimes it takes a while to break those pins in, and sometimes the pins have a mind of their own, whether they're new or old, I guess, I suppose.
They certainly were here in time for the Easter Classic, which also took place here at Leda Lanes in Nashua. Merrill up, sweet hit.
Awesome ball by Merrill there.
Just what the doctor ordered, you think? And he spares.
Faces the 5-pin, and he's opposite a couple of marks here, so where he's chasing a couple of marks, trying to keep it close going into the 3rd game. Wait a second.
Good fill.
Well, okay, so this one's weird here, Greg, because he moved the 2-pin off the spot. Let's see if he goes inside or out.
And Wood to help in the middle. It got the 2.5 pins. So
2.5 is right. I think the 2 may have been the last to fall there.
just narrowly missing the head pin, which Merrill gets, and concludes his 2nd string with a 101 and a total of 213. So again, $25 to Dom Drake for winning the 2nd string, and he leads by 27 pins. 3rd and final string coming up next. String number 3, Chris Merrill up on lane 33 with some work to do, Richie.
Some work to do, but he's not going to be slow about it. He's going to be quick. And it's going to be a quick 3-1 here. The 3, 6, 7, and 10 goes right by the wood. I think he didn't want to clip the wood. Difficult shot to start, especially when you're chasing the deficit like that.
But he does collect the 9. Chris Merrill is employed as a butcher. Wasting no time over to lane 34. 4 horsemen left side. Trips on the wood.
Okay, here we go. Here you go.
Cleans it up nicely for a 9-box. We want to thank you again for Big 20 in Scarborough, Maine for hosting the qualifier for this particular taping. Places 1 through 5 you see on our show here all these weeks, here on Alley Chat. But 6 through 15 also got paid a small something as well for ranking highly. 6 through 10 included Eric Pelletier, Will Haskell, Dwayne Milliken, Austin Barnes, and Tim Matero. Drake put a good bid on that tricky split. And it's 9 down and 1 to get. The pin remains, and he has 9.
And we appreciate each and every single one of you that came out to Big 20 in Scarborough, Maine. And we appreciate everybody that supported this show in any way, shape, or form. Through donations, through viewing, through subscribing to Alley Chat. We deeply appreciate all of you.
Thank you. Is that a 6-7 I see staring
That's
back?
the 6-7, and I don't know that Dom appreciates this one very much. Let's see what he chooses to do here. Could play the wood.
Gigantic wood pile. It
Does try to...
made
Wood
a,
just kind of jumped there.
made a sweet sound. It would have been a pretty one to see go. Pins this one nicely and only left the one pin in his first visit. On
Merrill
average,
down, 28.
just breezes the 3-pin on the way by. Now, well, listen. It presses against the edge of the plate. Let's see how we can turn this into an out. It gets away, and it's a 5. Merrill's going to need to chain a number of marks together, I would imagine. But it would be worth some bonus money if he could. 4 horsemen left side.
So it'll be 10 for Chris.
And Drake with a chance to solidify his lead. He's putting together a formidable first appearance on TV in front of the lights. The same lights they bowled under for Stars and Strikes on Channel 50.
Throws a beautiful ball in the 1-2, and he leaves the 5 and the 7.
We've seen this made in a previous ladder. It was 5 and 10, actually, I believe it was. I'll be darned if I could remember who it was. And
Overcuts it for a 9. Could be a big pin, though.
32 ahead.
It truly is never enough against a bowler like Chris Merrill.
This one's crushed. He's got the 2-7. He threw his arms up after that shot. What does he have to do to get a break? Although, baby split. Oh,
shot.
that's a great shot.
Timely spare from Dom Drake. As clean as he can get. Right in between the 2 and the 7.
Merrill tumbles some sticks late. He's got the 1, 9, and 10. Spare try to the left side. And an 8. This string brought to you without commercials by Alley Chat, this third string. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Besides these great episodes of Candlepin Bowling presented by Candlepins for Cancer, you can also watch vintage matches all the way back to the 70s. Subscribe to the Facebook page for live Friday night Pro League matches and much more. Thank you. $51 for Merrill, and here's Drake.
Dom is opposite the 2 opens from Chris. He can really put a stranglehold here. Needs a good fill. Leaves a strange 4, the 4 horsemen on the left and the 6-9. Puts a good bid on it. Takes out the 4 horsemen and the 9. Makes the 10.
Solidifying his lead further.
Yeah, that puts him over 30 now, Greg, for the entire match, and he's opposite the open frame. Chris already needs at least 3 marks. Dom can make it 4. Finds the head pin 3, 6, 7, and 10.
This will be a difficult way to do it.
A little space between the wood behind the 3. He's going to have to make it almost clean. What he tried to do.
This piece of wood is still in motion and it taps the 7. Not with enough velocity.
Oh, that's one way to get a 9.
Another overcut. These bowlers trying to find the best angles.
Threw it off a sidewall and overcut. It's a strange way to get a 9 there. Oh, it's go time now for Merrill.
Chain some marks together and make some money. Half Worcester left side. It is makeable. Oh, and he blasts away at this one. How did that 4-pin not go? Jacks out his pin now. We have a 37-pin margin still. And now 3 boxes left for Merrill.
That'll be in a 9 box for Chris. Not much you can do when you're ripping through the middle like that. Difficult task when you're chasing 30 pins coming home. And now at this point, Dom Drake is going to go through the motions. Try to keep himself sharp for the next match.
Takes out 4. Well, that's 3 strings down, still 6 to go. If Dom Drake wants to climb the ladder, $2,000 top prize waiting at the end. Pinning very well. 3 solid balls, and that is 71 for 7.
Seems to be right on that head pin.
Leda Lanes is a very fair house, I would say. The pins don't just come because you showed up, but on a good ball with a good angle, I'm told that you will be rewarded. But also to what you were saying earlier, Richie, the pins are brand new, so they're tougher to dislodge from their spots.
Well, I've always thought the place has been nothing but honest.
Good shots like that from Chris Merrill get rewarded. Go on.
So when, you have a guy like Chris Merrill wins back-to-back, I don't care if the pins are old, new, or indifferent. You bowl 20 strings and you're the best of the best. There's something to be said for that. So
They're all facing the same pins as you.
that's right.
Back-to-back Easter Classic champion.
So he does deserve a round of applause. A fine bowler, Chris Merrill. Just wasn't particularly his match today.
312, the final triple. Still a great win in match number 1, and he'll come away with 4th place money. Drake to take us home on 80 for 8. Been bowling since he was 8 years old, he says. $88 for 9 and 1 final box to take us out. Again, thank you very much to Leda Lanes for hosting us in all these matches throughout this stepladder and the others as well. Thank you to all my colleagues here at Alley Chat, especially for the opportunity to be here and broadcast this wonderful event put together by Al Johnson. And thanks to you, the viewer, for watching. 99-98, so Chris Merrill will pick up $25 in bonus money on his way out. And Dom Drake has won this match 3-3-8 to 3-1-2. We will be back to talk to the bowlers and recap in just a moment. This has been the second match of the fourth stepladder in the Candlepins for Cancer Candlepin Bowling Tournament. At this time, I'd like to bring up Chris Merrill, our runner-up in this match.
Chris, thank you so much for joining us here on Candlepins for Cancer. It's been a great run for you. A couple of 2 weeks, great bowling. Boy, you were on the head pin. You seemed to throw quite a few spread eagles, and that's what you get for living on the head pin every once in a while, right?
It's the name of the game, Candlepin Bowling, so you got to go with it.
Well, two-time Easter Classic consecutive winner, a fantastic bowler, and what we have here is $400 for your time and your competitive nature. And we appreciate you, Chris, for coming out and supporting Candlepins for Cancer. So thank you so much. And for Greg and myself, for Alfie Johnson, for Ali Chat, thank you for joining us here on Candlepins for Cancer, and we'll see you next time.